Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is MiAh the King, and today we're taking a look at a game that came out earlier today on Steam called After. Just After. Alright then. A game developed and published by Hyperdrive Gaming Studio. I want you guys to remember these people. The Steam store page describes the game as follows. In the thick of a dust bowl where the poor beg for scraps from the rich, play as a driver trying to survive the wastelands, taking any job he can to get by. Caught between a hail of bullets and a colorful cast of characters, the fate of the community rests on your decisions. Drive fast, choose wisely. They charge you $20 and make it painfully clear that this is an early alpha access build. And I think the very first thing that comes to my mind is to tell these developers to screw off. Are you freaking kidding me? You're lucky that I can't curse right now because YouTube is a giant vulnerable baby, because otherwise I'd be cursing up a storm. Look, I'm going to be straight up honest with my viewers right now, because you see this horrendous video footage that you're watching right now? Yeah, it's not my recording, and it's not my computer that's the problem here. It's the game itself. I could not record this on smooth video no matter how many times I tried or different programs I used. If you figured out how to record smooth gameplay of this, please let me know your secret, because I could not figure this out. So, we're stuck with this terrible footage. So I'm going to try to keep this video super short and just get the main message across. No beating around the bush, no pandering for my channel, no nothing. We're just going to get into this. The game is super terrible, everyone, if you haven't figured it out yet. And I do not care if it's an early access build or not. If it's such a broken piece of crap, then don't charge me $20 freaking dollars for it. I paid $20 for this junk, and for what? Because I wanted to invest in a bunch of unknown developers? People who could charge money for their game for a year and then ditch it behind stealing all of our money, which is something that has happened hundreds of times on Steam. This isn't a development team we know and love, and for a game that just came out, these unknowns are hoping that their false advertising on Steam will be enough to get people to buy their game and get to know them. This game will fail, and these developers will fail. I'm predicting it now because of their foolish decisions to charge $20 for this empty, broken game, along with all the false advertising on their Steam store page and lack of advertisement that they've managed to put out. I mean, look, if they had just charged $5, I'd be a lot more forgiving, because there probably is $5 worth of content here. And then as the game gets further developed, they change the price up to $20, as it's worth $20. And then when it's released, maybe charge $40 or $60, whatever. But you know, if you buy this now, you are getting completely and totally ripped off. But let's go into why, shall we? You're plopped down in the middle of nowhere with no dialogue, prologue, tutorial, or anything. If, and that's a hard if you search around the buildings where you spawn, you'll find a note which, in like 3 sentences, tells you to go find a car and start driving. Does it tell you where? Nope. It only says vaguely that it's behind a train track somewhere or behind a train station somewhere. And then do they tell you where to go after you get the car? Nope. Maybe it's over at the car, but I don't know. Never found it. Is there a way to open up your journal or quest log to review the note or information of what you're supposed to be doing? Nope. Do you have an inventory to look for the note or to look at anything you might be able to scavenge? Nope. No way to access any kind of inventory if it even exists. So I found myself running in a random direction looting empty buildings. 99% of buildings I came across were empty. 99% of all enemies, at least I think they were enemies, never even reacted to my presence. 99% of all enemies didn't drop a single item. Basically, 99% of this game is worthless with a 1% of decency. For instance, the guns. They sound good, they feel good, they look good. But besides that, everything is broken. No story, no dialogue, no sound effects, except for the guns. Only music that you have is in the title screen, and after that, nothing. Glitchy, buggy gameplay, broken UI, horrendous menu, no way to check or change key bindings. Even after lowering my graphics to their lowest setting, the game was still choppy and annoyingly static. There was no purpose, there was no attempt, there was nothing here, and they had the gall to charge me $20. Now, I've said before about how if you're going to release a new game in early access, you need to, at the very least, make those first 2 hours of gameplay frickin' phenomenal. That way, people who play your game, they're going to fall in love with it, and they're going to let you keep their money, and they're going to want to advertise your game for you and talk it up and everything else. But otherwise, they're going to get a refund because your game was boring, lame, or empty, or even all three. And I've also said that being in early access or early alpha or whatever is not an excuse. I have used dozens of examples in past videos that clearly prove just because it's early access or early alpha doesn't mean it has to suck. There are dozens of games out there who are early access or early alpha who are giving so much more content with much better programmed games and smoother gameplay and just an overall better mechanical feel of stability. There is literally no excuse for this level of horrendous gameplay. The overall audacity of these developers is what's irritating me a lot. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, he's getting angry or irritated or he's biased and letting his personal feelings get in the way. No, I'm not. I am very passionate about video games. They literally saved me from depression. And they saved my life many, many years ago. I owe a lot to video games. I care about video games, and I want them to get better, not worse. I see myself fighting for video games and trying to get us better stuff. And so I reveal my passion through my videos, and that's what started my channel in the first place. That is all. Now then, want to hear something good about the game? Okay, well, I said it once already, but I'll say it again. The gunplay. The feeling, the sound, the overall feel of using the guns is pretty on point and satisfying. And the only other good thing here is the premise, the overall idea. The idea of being a delivery driver in a post-apocalyptic world is really fascinating to me. I mean, it's kind of got some survival elements, I think. It's kind of got some, open world feel to it, kind of. It's got some looting, shooting kind of maybe a little bit, I don't know, but it's kind of like that game I did on my channel forever ago called This Land Is Mine, where you play as a Native American in an open world survival type game. I love the idea of that game too, and unlike this game, that game at least had some stability to it, had kind of a premise going, but that game had more than this game did, and I didn't give that game an exactly glowing review either, so you can imagine this one. But I liked the idea of that game, just like I liked the idea of this game. And This Land of Mine, kind of disappeared. It doesn't really get a lot of attention now, which I said would happen back in the day because, once again, if you don't give us something awesome in those first 2 hours, you're not going to get a lot of people to hang around. And this game will fall by the wayside and never be heard from again. I like these original ideas that keep coming out and giving us something new and different, but, in a similar genre that we're used to. I mean, I personally never got to drive a car in this game because of the game's terrible management, but from the false advertising on the Steam store page, it looks like it could be pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, it's so broken, you can't even loot things. Like, you kill people, they drop things, clearly, it's highlighted, but you can't pick it up. You can only pick up what the game wants you to pick up, so, every now and then you'll find something rare that you can actually pick up, which is cool. Can't access a map at all, so the little weird looking map on the bottom left of the screen is the only thing you got, so you don't even know where to go. You got the compass at the top of your screen, which just gives you a whole buttload of red exclamation points. I don't know, are those enemies, discoverable points, looting points, quests? I have no clue. The game didn't tell me anything other than that small note of 3 sentences at the beginning. It literally did not talk to me at all, except to tell me it's an early alpha, so it's basically an empty game. There's nothing there. So, I don't know. But overall, guys, I'm going to end it here. The game's trash, alright? Ignore it and move on. It's not even a game. Now, if they lower the price, and if this idea is something interesting to you, then sure, support them. Or, go visit their Patreon, if they have one. I'm not going to go look, but if they have one, then sure. Because the idea is interesting. It's unique. It's a good idea. It's a fun, original idea. But the game, well, as I just said, this isn't a game, okay? It's an idea in someone's head. That's all this is. It's just not a game. And if they were offering this game for free or for $5, I wouldn't have even bothered. I wouldn't have cared, and I barely would have paid attention to it. I might have done a positive video on it. Been like, wow, look at all that's here for $5. I mean, sure, there's basically nothing here, but for $5, this is a great investment because I could see this becoming something big. But you dare to charge people $20 for this hot mess? Being empty is fine. Being empty and broken is not fine. And being empty and broken with absolutely no purpose is even worse. And that's what this is. It's not just broken. It's not just empty. It's not just unfinished. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. If you happen to find the car, it's literally just a driving in an empty desert simulator. Period. That's it. But if you're going to charge $20, well, guess what? Now I'm here, now I'm irritated, and I'm going to criticize your game and call you out. I don't like being mean. I don't like to be this kind of guy. I want happiness. I want to promote games. I want to give indie developers a window to advertise their game and to get more attention. That's what I tried to do with my time at Porsche way back when it was on Game Jolt. You know, but I mean, $20? $20? That's unacceptable for this. It's just unacceptable. I'm sorry. I cannot forgive that. I know $20 isn't that much money, but it is that much money when you're spending it on nothing, when it's literally going down the drain. Because that $20 could buy you so much on Steam, it's not even funny. So that's all I got. Unfortunately, the video wasn't as short as I wanted it to be, so I apologize for that. But I do hope that you at least enjoyed it or found it informative in some way. Developers, all you got to do to get some kind of forgiveness here and to have some kind of redeeming factor is to lower that price tag. And you know, it's way too much for what you actually have here, which is barely even a game. It's barely even a basic program. I do apologize if this video came across as too hostile, as that wasn't my intent, and it sure as shit wasn't my intent when I first started this video, or first started playing the game. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and you know, please help support my tiny channel in any way you can, but the best ways are by hitting that like button or subscribing. Alright everybody, thanks a lot for watching, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.